Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I'm glad you're well from wherever you watch this channel. Now, Mudavadi has been on Raila Amolo Odinga's neck ever since he took over this position of a chief cabinet minister, or rather a prime cabinet minister. But one thing that I keep asking myself is, why is it that Mudavadi is constantly on Raila Amolo Odinga's neck, despite the fact that we know very well that if you look at the track record of Raila Amolo Odinga, and then you look at the track record of Mudavadi, ni kama maji na mafuta. Raila has done so much for the Luo Nyanza and the Kenya at large, and when you compare Mudavadi's track record and Raila Amolo Odinga's track record, also taking in consideration the number of times each one of them has been in government, then utapata kwamba Raila has delivered so much within a short time, but Mudavadi has delivered very little within a long time. In fact, Mudavadi has nothing to show. I want us to go straight to two regions. Let's go to Western and Nyanza, because Mudavadi, it's alleged that he made certain disturbing remarks that are not supposed to come from a leader. So I have something that I'd like to share with you. But before we get into the analysis of that detail, please let's listen in to what Mudavadi said.
In your opinion, which is the most risky town if you want to invest? Repeat it. If I were to ask you now, which is the most risky town to invest in Kenya today? Who is speaking?
Yes. So we want to look at Mudavadi, the person, and then we'll also look at Raila Amolo Odinga, the person. So Mudavadi has occupied a very powerful cabinet portfolio for almost 30 years. Talk about finance, talk about transport, talk about communication, marketing and supplies, talk about agriculture, talk about local government. He has been a deputy prime minister. He has been a vice president. Now, according to what people are saying, that he is a ghost worker. But our own term is a ghost worker, but he is a prime cabinet secretary. Unfortunately, there is no iota of a mark or project in Western that Mudavadi has set up out of his reign in all those high offices he has occupied. That explains why even when he decided to vie for presidency in 2013, Mudavadi alishindwa na Raila Amolo Odinga vibaya kabisa. Let's look at Raila Amolo Odinga, the person. When Raila Odinga poked his lead into government for very few years, Kenyans saw free primary education, which was a core component in the LDP manifesto. They saw the Thika superhighway. The bypasses in the capitals are his brainchild, and many more. So when you go to Luo Nyanza backyard, Kisumu was upgraded to a city courtesy of Raila Amolo Odinga. Kisumu Airport was upgraded to international status. Sondu Meriu power generating farm was revived. He appointed the highest number of lawyers in the cabinet and many more. So that already indicates that Raila Amolo Odinga is not a tribal leader as opposed to Mudavadi. Mudavadi is a prime cabinet secretary. What has he done for the lawyers? Nothing. In fact, there's a day I talked about Mumias Sugar, the privatization of Mumias Sugar and Sony Sugar, when Boni Alwale decided to bring this matter directly in front of Rigathi Gachagua, and told Rigathi Gachagua that tutasikizana mambo mengine yote, lakini hatutasikizania hii mambo ya ku privatize Mumias Sugar Company. You find that Mudavadi has not talked about it. So that's why most people term him as a fence sitter. He's not someone who talks about issues that can support the community. It is always about him, his family. And that explains why even in his own backyard, his own county, watu wampigi kura. He had to go back to Vihiga County. There's a time there, I remember, at night, when he literally begged the locals wasimwaibishe. But the locals already went ahead and wakamwaibisha. That is why they didn't vote for his people. I remember last year, Musalia Mudavadi was camping in Vihiga County, but hiyo camping yote haikumsaidia. So, being the most powerful minister in Moi's government, former deputy prime minister, vice president, and Ruto's prime cabinet secretary, Musalia Mudavadi still flies through Kisumu International Airport when going to his home in Mululu, while his region's Kakamega airstrip remains a grazing field. So as to whether Musalia Mudavadi has done anything for the Luhya nation, nothing. That is why unapata kwamba even now he is still begging the people to support him. That's why he went to the former vice president Mudavadi, trying to talk Mudavadi into voting for him. He talked to Francis Atwoli to also vote for him. So all these things are just sideshows trying to make him appear relevant, but the truth of the matter is that katika viongozi wote kabisa, Musalia Mudavadi ndio one of the leaders ambao hafai kuongea juu ya Raila Amolo Odinga completely, because Raila Amolo Odinga amembeba kama mayai, kama vile unaweza beba kitinda mimba. When he fell in 2002, Raila Amolo Odinga went back and took him and gave him political relevancy. Again akaanguka. Raila Amolo Odinga again went back and took him. In 2007 there, he became a deputy prime minister, was given political relevancy. Then akaanguka tena. Then he went again and took him to give him political relevancy. Now he is a prime cabinet secretary. So he should be thankful or grateful to Raila Amolo Odinga, because his political career has been because of Raila Amolo Odinga. In fact, if someone was a minister in the 1990s, when Raila was still going through facing the wrath of Moi, yeye alikuwa tayari ana enjoy state protection back then, and from 1993 to around there 2000 or something, 2001, 2002, he has not done anything for the Luhya nation. Sasa yeye ataambia watu nini? Honestly speaking, ataambia watu nini? He does not have the capacity to stand and tell Raila Amolo Odinga kwamba yeye hajadeliver and that ata deliver na kwamba Kisumu haitaendelea. In fact, Kisumu imeendelea kushinda hata ile area ya Mudavadi. That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Area ya Mudavadi haijaendelea kushinda Kisumu kwa sababu Kisumu iko na airport, it's a city, while Mudavadi hiyo time yake yote hata hana city. So ladies and gentlemen, just tell us what you think about this issue below the comment section. Once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.